everybody, we're live. We are live. Hello, hello. They put it up on Discord. Hi, everybody. We are live. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Just give some people some time to log in. Hop on, join us. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Just checking, taking a look. We're jumping into our live stream, getting started, giving it just a couple minutes for people to join us. Today we are looking at avatars. It is another avatar stream. Let's put this farther away from the microphone. Hi there, everybody. Got a couple people hopping in. We're just waiting a second, giving people some time, a couple minutes to hop in. Looking at avatars. We're going to try to import a Demogorgon, Karlach, and then just a fun female 3D model that I pulled off of Fab. So that's what we're taking a look at today. Hello, hello. We started here right around 9:04. I got MetaTailor pulled up. I'm ready to go. Jump in and import some avatars and try to throw some outfits on them. See how it works. Why is it buffering? That was my connection. Connection says excellent. Why is it buffering over there? There it goes. Is that okay? Yeah, looks like we're live again. A stream preview on YouTube was buffering, but we're good to go. All right, it's 9:04. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our weekly MetaTailor live stream here, Saturdays at 9 p.m. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some avatars. So last week, we imported some clothing, some suits of armor. It was a lot of fun. Today, we're going to be importing some avatars. We're just bouncing back and forth between these two, going over MetaTailor, showing us the basics, because we have a whole bunch of new users signing on all the time. We want to give them the opportunity to hop on, ask their questions, troubleshoot their problems, and kind of use this as kind of a support page. So today, we're importing avatars again. I've got two really weird ones and two really fun ones. I've got the Demogorgon from Stranger Things that I pulled off of Sketchfab. I've got Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3 that I pulled off of DeviantArt. And I've got just a standard female, because we're doing two weird ones. Gotta throw a normal one in there. Got a standard female model that I pulled off of Fab. All of them for free. All of them, the only thing I've done is I've gone into Maya and I've deleted the lights, I've deleted not the rigs, but I've just kind of deleted any kind of miscellaneous stuff here and there. Other than that, they're just a pretty much straight download. Straight download FBX. I always just like to preview my stuff in Maya just to kind of take, okay, I downloaded this from the web. Is there anything wrong with it? Is there anything I need to update or fix? So that's what we're going to go ahead and take a look at today. So let's go ahead and jump over. All right, you can see I'm already in MetaTailor. We're going to start with the Demogorgon because he is the weirdest one. Let's go ahead and hit import, and I'm going to go ahead and click on avatar. We got my meta avatars right here. I've got my Demogorgon rigged right there. Let's go ahead and open it up. Tiny guy again. Scale, let's bring the scale up to 1. There we go. Bring up to a normal size. I've got some textures for this guy. Body texture, let's go to color. Textures. Demogorgon for body, white body diffuse. There we go. Ooh, we'll turn that saturation down. We got our normal map for our body. Demogorgon body normal. Wow, that looks cool. Got our body glossiness, body Demogorgon for substance, body IOR, body reflection, glossiness. Looks like I don't have any ambient occlusion, but I do have, we'll put the roughness as body, no, roughness we'll put glossiness. A little glossy. Metalness, we'll make that our reflection. Take that metallic. I give him a little bit of a wet texture. I think that's the idea. He's a little blue, so you got to take down the saturation and crank up your volume, and you'll get the original textures that they're going for. Awesome. He looks really sick. I love the look of that. Let's go ahead and jump to our head. Color map, head diffuse. So when you're setting up avatars, the first thing, of course, is bringing it in and then just attaching all your textures. You can trade them out. We don't have ambient occlusion. We did our glossiness for the metallic, or the rough. And for the metallic, we did our reflection. We'll take our saturation down. We'll take our value up. Very cool looking. All right. So that's the first step to importing an avatar. Hitting import avatar and just kind of setting up a couple of these settings in here, making sure it looks good. I'm going to rename it to just the Demogorgon. There we go. Let's hit next step. Now, we have already gone, I've not gone through, but MetaTailor's already gone through and placed an approximation where all of these joints should be. So it's our job, once it does that, once it does the auto map, is just to take a peek at it. I can try clicking auto map a couple times, see if anything changes, but it's doing a pretty good job. There's our leg bones, our knee bones, heel and toe. Probably gonna leave that where it is. Let's take a look at our wrist. Our wrist is doing okay. Our elbow can come down a little bit. He's got a little bit of a strange elbow, so let's go ahead and pull our elbow down. And we can kind of do the same for this side. You're looking good right there. Let's pull you down. Spin you around. You're looking good. You're looking good. Arms, nipples, neck base, skull base. Our skull ground, he doesn't really have a nose. So for the nose tip, I'd probably maybe put it between these two. And then the skull crown, I guess I'll pull that forward like here. Right around there. It's all sitting in the center. And I think that's pretty good. MetaTailor does a fantastic job with its auto mapping. Very rarely do you have to do a little bit of kind of adjustments and stuff like that. This is a weird character, so getting it into position takes a little extra work. When we do Karlach, I did preview Karlach in here. It doesn't actually auto map. It didn't do a great auto map, so I'm gonna have to do that entire thing, and I'll show you how that works. But this Demogorgon came in pretty easily. So let's go ahead and hit next step. This is a really cool feature. If you've got a character with clothes on, character that already has armor or something like that, and they've got their body underneath it, if you wanted to, you could extract that clothing already and have it ready to go and turn it into different items. So you can see this one's just one mesh, but if I have multiple meshes, you can take that, you can name it, and you can put it under its category. So this right here, the segmentation, it's really cool if you've got a full body. Let's say you've got a meta-human that already has an outfit. You can bring that meta-human into here, strip all those parts off that outfit, turn those into their own categories, turn those into their own different features, and it just exports them separately from the body mesh. The only thing you really want to make sure you have with this segmentation is that you have a body underneath it, because a lot of times they delete the faces underneath, and that'll just kind of give you a weird patchwork looking model, but the segmentation's a really cool feature when you're importing avatars. So then you just hit next step with all those landmarks, and you choose your segmentation if you have any, and it grinds through, and we've got our avatar. Let's throw some clothes on him. Let's see how well this does. This is the one thing I have not tried. Sorry, that's just awesome. I am so happy that worked. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Add a little thickness to that. If you wanted to, you could take the push-pull and hit some of these kind of points in here. I always like a big brush with my push-pull tools. These tools are features of our Pro version. And if you're using MetaTailor in any capacity more than just playing around for free, you got to get the Pro version to get these tools. Look at that. He's wearing a sweater. And it just works. It just works. I swear I did not practice this. I did not do anything ahead of time. I saw the Demogorgon model on Sketchfab. I downloaded it. I deleted any kind of junk in there. Like I said, lights, cameras, stuff like that. In Maya, exported it out of Maya as a FBX, threw it into Mixamo to do a really quick rig so that I could do this. And then I just brought it in here. Those are the only steps I took before today. And this is the results. A couple of little pieces right here, because this is one of the sweaters we pulled in from last week from Sims 4. So the Demogorgon is beautifully modeled and ready to go, and it just works. I'm so happy that is working. I mean, look at that. Let's throw some different clothes on this guy before we jump in and do one of these other models here. All right, let's go back to our bind pose. I don't think the hair is going to work, but we'll throw it on there. I'm sorry, but I'm having too much fun. I'm having too much fun. And it kind of fits the style. It's got a little bit of that 90s style to it from Stranger Things. Oh my gosh, I gotta throw that in the stream real quick. Where is our general chat? We have a wonderfully dressed Demogorgon here, looking absolutely fantastic. Let's get all this animated. Let's jump in here. A simple idle. Let's give it a stylish point. Climbing up out of the upside down. Let's change up the colors of our background. Let's give it... We have something a little bit like... I mean, Cyberpunk's a little bit like the upside down. I could go a little darker. Focus is a little bit like the upside down. Newest member of the squad for Stranger Things. Nancy, the Demogorgon. Let's name it Nancy. Let's go ahead and throw this on another avatar real quick, just to show you how easy it is to transfer between these. And I'll do a normal avatar. I won't be... I mean, I got Maynard, I got Bernice, our good old-fashioned Bernice. We'll transfer it over to Bernice. I got a new one, a Peyton from MetaHuman that we were using last stream. So there it is on a normal MetaHuman, all tailored up, ready to go. A couple little tweaks here and there it looks like we need to do for Bernice, like for the pants here, just adding a little thickness to it. There we go. And just a couple tweaks here and there, like you can see, but that's hidden by the shirt. And the pants right there, but that looks pretty good. I could throw, I could take off the wig, Bernice had their own hair, I think. Oh. Hair. Yeah, there's Bernice's hair from MetaHuman. Let's change up our outfit and we'll throw it back on. What do we want to see our Demogorgon in now? I kind of want to see him in the sumo suit. I love the sumo suit. Well, let's go to our marketplace. Before I go to our marketplace and show you some fun stuff we have available in our marketplace, I'm going to quick jump over to this camera because YouTube does not like some of the models that I have. All right, there we go. Back to our desktop. Awesome. So this is the marketplace. You can access the marketplace from the tabs up here in the marketplace. If you're a pro user, you have access to almost everything in here for free. There's a couple things in here that are created by other content creators that you can try on and pay for and use on your models. But those funds go to those content creators. Those are people like you making outfits in ZBrush, Marvelous Designer, Maya, Blender, wherever you're creating outfits, uploading those custom designs to MetaTailor and selling them in our marketplace. But overwhelmingly, the stuff in here is available. It is created by MetaTailor or imported by MetaTailor, and you're more than welcome to use it for free. I mean, you can use it, put it on your models, use it in your animations, anything like that. As long as you're a pro user, you have access to this massive library of clothing that you can apply to your character. So we got this zombie cowboy. I'm feeling a little zombie cowboy or relaxed professional. Let's see here. There's some new outfits in here. There's new stuff getting uploaded all the time. Like I've never seen this female casual streetwear or the snowboarder pack. So there's new stuff in here all the time. Cyberpunk corporate, that's really cool. I want something a little bit more devilish. Zombie stuff feels a little on the nose. Let's see here. Let's do the Mad Max biker dude. It's not as bloody gory as the zombie stuff. We'll go ahead and download that one. But you can click on artists over here to access those artists. You can go in here and look at the avatars that are available. Mad Max biker dude. Let's hit apply again. There we go. Get this all applied to Bernice. All right, there we go. Are those all the features of it? I just want to, yeah, pants, boots, coat. Cool. All right, now let's go ahead and jump back over to our avatars and re-hit our Demogorgon. It just works so well. Like the clear pain points, the points where it's not working is in his weird double jointed leg right here. That's sticking out, but even that's sticking out in a cool way that looks like it's ripping the pants. His feet are struggling a little bit because he's got these big talons, but look, it followed the legs, it followed the hips, it followed the chest, the back, the arms. For something that I just imported with no pre-work whatsoever, other than uploading it to Mixamo to give it a rig, because this Demogorgon did not have a rig. It just works. I'm able to pull something brand new from the marketplace. I'm able to pull stuff that I imported, and it all just works on this avatar. And once you do it once you set up your avatar once you set up your clothing once, it is good to go as many times as you need to use it. I don't ever have to land those landmarks on this Demogorgon ever again. I don't ever have to re-upload clothing or anything like that because I had it set up on another character or I pulled it from the marketplace. It just works. So it is amazing that this just, at the click of a button, this worked. And pretty much anytime you have a good Mixamo rig, it will always have that animation for you. So if you wanted this guy to be sprinting, because it's a horror movie, there's running, there's also a male sprint in here. Flying pull, male walking, male sprint. It just works. Awesome. All right. Let's go ahead and do our female standing idol, content, clothing. I thought this one was the best. Our Nancy. Demogorgon here. Just take that shirt, untuck that shirt. Once again, crank up the thickness on that. You know what? Let's do that. No, shrink wrap didn't work. Grabbing the arms right there a little bit too much. But I will take my push pull. And just add it around his ribs right there. Take my smooth. Big brushes, always big brushes. Try to work with big brushes all the time. Just gives you cleaner, easier transitions. There we go. There's Nancy. Save. Let's go ahead and import Karlach. You see hair on a Demogorgon. It's hilarious. It just worked based on where I put the skull. I thought it was fantastic. Save. Awesome. So yeah, there's one. An avatar. No pre-work. It just works. So now we'll go ahead and do Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3. This one came with a rig. Import, avatar. There we go. So this one was interesting. I want to try this one. A, because it was a recognizable character. B, because it came with its own rig. And C, it has a tail. Now, we don't have any sort of rigging or anything like that built in for tails in MetaTailor, but I thought it'd be interesting to see how the clothing works around this noticeable character. They are coming in with hair, so we're going to try the segmentation if I can and see if I can't split off that hair. I just realized that might cause a couple issues, so we might sneak into Maya and see what we can do about the hair. But let's get to our segmentation portion and then decide. This XBF was set up nice and cleanly, so it has the maps pretty much already sunken in. If I go to normal maps, I don't think I have any extra normal maps for this. Oh, I do, okay. So let's see here. So I'm on the head. Gotta close out of that first, there we go. Ooh, there's a lot in here. Horns, head, mouth, eyes, head. Karlach material right there. Let's do that one. See if we've got some normal maps for that. Mouth interior, underwear, body, normal. Is that in the right spot? Maybe. No, this looks like it's the hair. Oh, I didn't even see the hair at the start of that. Hair, body, metal parts, body, mesh. Let's try this one. There we go. Body. Oh, very cool. That added a lot of detail. I don't know if I'll add much more. It's got a lot of mats and stuff like that. I'm sure you could add way more, but that adds kind of the demon-y aspects to it, the little bumps, the scales, like the horns, the chitin. All right, let's go ahead and hit next step. And when I tried Karlach earlier, yep, the auto mapping had not landed. Let's try hitting auto map again and seeing if it can knock it out. It can't, so this will take a little work. Sometimes if you don't have a great rig, MetaTailor really loves Mixamo rigs. Arm R, elbow L. I'm doing my right and left. I can't remember if it's my right and left or the character's right and left. But you just go piece by piece and land them. And I'm just starting with my front view, trying to get them as close to where they were as possible. And then I'll jump into my side view and I'll make a couple adjustments. Because these are all sitting most likely on a big straight line. Skull base. About there. nose tip, skull crown. I'll put it like right there. Really, it's probably like right there. I'll do that. Wrist L. Belly over here. And the neck base. All right, let's spin it around. It did an okay job. Of course. Didn't want to move you. I wanted to move you. Didn't want to move you. I wanted to move you. Good. It's looking pretty good. Pretty good. All right, these guys get bounced around a little bit. Sitting where they're supposed to. That's good. I feel like elbow can come down just a little bit right there. Yep, that's looking good. Arm L can kind of come over a little bit. Arm R can come over a little bit. It's looking good. Those other ones. The neat part about this is, even though MetaTailor didn't auto map, it knows where these should be. So if I pull the skull crown, it's not going to put the skull crown way over here or way back here. It's going to put it pretty much like we just saw, right there, kind of front, maybe a little bit more center. Same with nose tip. It knows the nose tip should be on the outside of the mesh, so it's going to stick it right about there. All right, that's pretty good. Let's see if I mix up my left and right, if I was supposed to do character left and right. All right, let's grab our hair. This might be perfect. Not our eyelashes. Oh, cool, it'll color it for us. Let's find it that way. There's metal pieces. There's the body. If we wanted to take that off, we could and name it its own thing. I don't know what's underneath it, so I'm not going to do that on a PG-13 stream like this. Let's take the horns off. Call it hair, asset names, horn. Let's take the tail off. Let's call this a belt and have that kind of sit right there and call that a tail. What are you? Where's their green? I don't see green. Scalp, nope. Mouth, head, eyeshadow, eyelashes, ears, already hit ears. There's the hair. Call this hair. Rename these to Karlach horns. Rename this to Karlach tail. Rename this to Karlach hair. Let's see if there's anything else we wanted to add. I can make that green, keep that still with the Karlach hair, so those kind of go in with that. So there's the underwear. We'll leave the eyes as they are. So there you go. Here's segmentation. I've segmented off these three pieces. Let's hit next step. It's going to pull those off. There we go. So it looks like the tail is something we probably should have kept on. But hey, that's in there. The hair and the horns, though, those came off nicely. All right, let's go to our content browser. Let's apply the hair. Nice. Content browser, apply the tail. Content browser, apply those horns. And let's use that same Mad Max biker dude. That's a little fitting for this character. A little bit more modern. All right, so yep, there's the issue. I mixed up the left and the right. It's character left and character right, it looks like. Hi, Richard. You can see the pants trying to like match in the right spot. So let's quick. It wasn't too hard. Let's go ahead and reset. I thought that might be the case. I should have gone with my gut. Let's go ahead and delete. Delete. And delete. That one doesn't work with animations. That's fine because it is not a Mixamo rig. It can't line up those animations into the same spot. Delete the avatar. Go home. Don't save. Open up Karlach. All right, just making sure none of that stuff is still in here. Nope. And nope. All right, let's go ahead and import it again. And this time I will land it correctly. Call it Karlach. And we know we want to grab our body and throw that normal back on there. Next step. All right, now we're not, instead of the my left, we got to do character left. So as if we are the character right here, we got to do it that way. Elbow L, arm R, elbow R, leg, knee, neck, belly, toe, wrist R. I gotta do the arms. Wrist L. Spin around, take a peek at those. Those are looking pretty good. I don't think I want to move the elbow this time. All right, let's grab our neck base right there. Belly R right there. Do our skull base right there. Knee, leg, skull, crown. This seemed to sit pretty well right about there. Nose tip. Good. Belly L, that was the other one I was looking for. That one in. And that, there we go. Check that, that's looking good. Much faster this time. I always tell people I'm instructing, teaching, whatever I'm doing, that don't worry, it'll always be faster the second time. If you lose everything in a crash, if you have catastrophic failure of your models, don't worry, the second time you do it, it will always be faster. Always get better. A little bit better. That heel in there on the other side. That heel in there. The knee. Looking good. Get the knee. Looking good. These heels sitting a little bit better. There you go. Last thing we have now are our toes. And that's looking good. All right. This time, I'll probably still take the tail off. Even though it creates a big hole in the back of the character, I like that I'm able to kind of control it. Call it a belt. Call the yellow part of the hair. Call the green part of the hair. Karlach tail. Karlach hair. Horns, that's the horns. And wrap it up with Karlach hair. There we go. Segment those off. Next step. Now that I did it properly, as it loads the avatar, it should bring in the clothes. There we go. A lot better this time. Let's start it off with the clothes. Pants are still acting weird because those legs are close together. That's why those are fun. But look at that jacket. That jacket's much better. See, that just must be because those legs are so close together. I don't think I made that mistake again. Definitely didn't do it with the arms. So I think that's just because those legs are so close together, they're having trouble figuring out which side to go on. But we can go ahead and add our hair, add our horns, add our tail. Body. No, I did mix them up. Look at that. That's why. Okay. Let's quick edit those. I did mix those knees up. R's all the way. Okay. Like, the legs are close together, but it should be more like this webbing right here. It shouldn't be completely mixing up the knees. And that's exactly what the issue is. So yeah, there's the tail. You can take the tail, put it on top of the jeans. That way the jeans are kind of moving around the tail. We got the hair on top of the jacket. If we put the jacket over the jacket would wrap over the hair. Those jeans are a little low. Let's kick those jeans out, and look, it just works. Let's kick out the top two. We did that. Let's go ahead and add... Let's add some of this stuff in here. From our last stream, a little bit on theme. That's sticking out a little bit far. Biggest brush I can grab. I'm just gonna... Look at that. Some cross-stream themes. Let that think for a second. It just works. It just works. You can dress your own fantasy characters. Create your own D&D characters. Create your own Baldur's Gate characters. You can rearrange the armor, make sure everything's where it needs to be. Bring in your own custom armor. Dress your favorite characters in your own custom armor. And there it is. Let's ditch the cape. That's fun. That's fun. That just looks really cool. That's the one I'm gonna save. Ooh, upside down. All right, let's ditch this armor. Let's try a different outfit on Karlach here. Cheer squad, Karlach. Do the Valkyrie, that would be a cool one too. Oh, this sometimes happens. It's at home. I find if I play with too many assemblies, sometimes it gets confused. So instead, I can bring them in as individual units. Look at that. It just works. We can bring the hair up. The hair is underneath the shirt. Horns are underneath the hair. Put the horns on top of the hair. It just works. Just with this couple clicks. It took a little cleanup, little placement, but after that, it's done. It's done. What was the cool one? It was the Valkyrie one. Let's try the Valkyrie one. Once again, sticking on brand, sticking on theme. Or it's Brunhild. There it is. Look at that. And it's trying to work with the tail, but if I wanted to, I could bring the tail on top, bring the hair up, bring the horns up. Sticks around the outside. That one's a cool one. If we wanted to give her different hair, let's just do that. Supply the Brunhilde hair. I mean, at this point, it's no longer Karlach, but hey, it's a tiefling with different hair. So much customization. I'll get those full fur shoulders in. Those look cool too. Let's get some different hair. Throw that Ophelia hair out, a little bit more characterized, a little bit more stylized. Let's go that with the horns. That's okay. The bangs and the horns aren't getting along too well. It gives you a good sense of it. Let's clear that one. Let's throw on, we can do with the tracer hair. Once again, not quite there. But it gives you this freedom to keep trying different hairstyles. I can, like, there's nothing wrong with the hair. It's sitting on the head properly. It's merging with Karlach perfectly. It's just that it's like, all right, which one do I think looks good? Which one do I think matches the character? That's the freedom that MetaTailor is giving me right now. It's letting me create different styles, different looks, and just decide, all right, what do I want to see this character with? That's pretty cool. I know it's kind of a joke because it's Kakashi from Naruto, but that feels like a self-insert D&D kind of character. Oh, it's like a neck piece. I'm like, what is this female noble knight sitting in there? No, okay. Go back up, throw her hair back in there. All right, one last funny one. What was a good one I wanted to see? I kind of wanted to see the sumo one. I haven't done a sumo one yet today. Sumo is probably my favorite accessory right now. All right, look at that. It just works. All of these different outfits pulled from our marketplace. You're free to grab any of those that you like. So the one downside to Karlach is because the rig came from DeviantArt, I can't animate it. But if the rig was on Mixamo, you can definitely apply those animations, all of our animations, to any Mixamo rig. The belt, look at this, look at this, look at this. The belt is going over the tail. The dynamic layering is so smart, it knows to wrap that belt over the tail. It's a subtle change, but it is pushing that over that, as if the belt was tied around the top of the tail. That is such just beautiful character design right there. We can kind of clear the hair for this one. Taekwon Karlach. All right. We got one more character. I'm not going to say it because I like the picture I have of Karlach in the armor right here. I like designing my whole big web page right here. Do free users get access to the whole marketplace? You can see the whole marketplace. You can import your own stuff that's not necessarily in the marketplace, that's in the content browser. But in order to gain access to all of these outfits and stuff like that, you do need to be a pro user. So you can look at the marketplace. I don't know if Jordan's on here or anybody else from the MetaTailor team that can tell us how much free stuff is available in the marketplace. There might be a few outfits here and there, but not nearly to the size that you have access to as a pro user. And like I said earlier in the stream, if you're using MetaTailor in any capacity more than just playing for free tonight, you should definitely sign up for pro. You get access to the tools, you get access to the marketplace, you get access to gloves, you get access to unlimited imports, unlimited exports. All of that stuff is available to you as a pro user. The jump from free to pro is so big. You get so much stuff that I highly recommend it. And that's me talking. That's not me plugging it just because I can. It's truly the functionality of the tools alone is worth the pro subscription. And then on top of that, once again, unlimited exports. You get unlimited slots. I've got so many slots here of all these fun characters we've made across all these streams. You get access to, I don't know if I said gloves, but you get gloves, you get tools, you get all of that stuff that it just comes with pro and the whole marketplace. All right, new project. Our last one, we did two fun ones. Karlach was a huge success. This is just our, we'll call it new girl. Yeah, the try-on thing, absolutely. So the try-on thing is for different artists. We can actually try it on with this guy right now. Let's go ahead and go into the marketplace. And I'm going to go to my artists. And we can see Sade. Sade right here. They are one of our bigger artists. This is all stuff that they have designed and created inside of MetaTailor. This is all stuff that this user, they do not work for MetaTailor, they're their own private freelance person, has gotten permission by signing up and become a seller down here in the bottom right. They have gotten permission to sell their own content. This is content they made in Marvelous Designer, ZBrush, Maya, Blender. I don't know where they made it, but they made it in an outside program and imported it into MetaTailor, and they have access for us to purchase it. If you wanted to purchase their clothing to use in your games, your videos, whatever you're creating it in, you have the option to do that. However, sometimes it's tough to decide, do I like this? Just like I was doing with Karlach a couple moments ago, I was swapping out hair. Like, what hair do I think looks best to take this away from being Karlach and being my own Tiefling warrior? Hair is a quick, easy way to change that. Outfits are a quick, easy way to change that. So you can kind of come into here where Sadie is, and I can pick an outfit. The MAA underwear or the Mated Arms. Look at that. That one's great. I can download that one. Let's see. Do I have any pre-downloaded? Just kind of skimming through. I can probably peek at my content browser. Let's do the cat sleeveless, and let's do the Meggy underpants. I'll download those two. There are some mirroring functions in production. I can say that much. It is nice to pull stuff symmetrically and move it symmetrically. So mirroring is something like, even with the avatar and stuff like that, that is something that it's in the works. It's in the pipeline. But yeah, so getting some mirroring in there. We'll play with some of the lattice tools. But I do know that there's some mirroring functionality being developed across different things. Get those underpants, apply. Back to our marketplace. How was the other one doing? There's the Meggy underpants. Apply. So you can see I can try these on with our characters from Sadie. And if I go to, say, export this, oh, it's letting me. I might have a higher version, a pro version, but when you go to try on, it'll say, okay, you need to buy this, you need to pay for this. But I think I've just got a developer end for our stuff right here to see the try on feature. But there's some stuff from Sadie right there that you can try on and put on your character. You can do everything to try it on, dynamic layer it, do any kind of sculpting or changing of different things with that tried on feature. And it's not until you go to export it that you need to pay for it. Not until you try to take it out of MetaTailor do you need to pay for it. Like I said, I think I've got a developer level here, so it's not showing me that. Because I can guarantee it, I did not pay for that. Let's see, CGXDS. I think it is because of my version. Is it still downloading? I can import my own avatar and try on clothes before buying them. Nope, that's exactly how it works. So let's go ahead and where'd that outfit go? Where'd that one go? Okay, it didn't finish downloading, or the download failed. Let's try that again. I'll try it on the MetaTailor character, and then I'll swap avatars. It's super easy to swap avatars over with the try-on feature. This crew neck is taking a while. We'll go ahead and we'll swap that over. We'll put that on Karlach. Apply. So we got the casual sleeveless on underneath. Meggy underpants. Get this one locked and loaded. Oh, it downloaded twice. I won't delete it just yet. So I'll apply it. I don't want to mess it up. There it goes. Look at that. That sits really nicely on our character. Let's flip back over to our avatars. Actually, instead of Karlach, I mean, we did Karlach just now. We can grab... Do we have another one? We'll grab a quick... There's Peyton. Peyton is from MetaHuman, so you can do it on your own MetaHumans. So here's a MetaHuman. This MetaHuman is pulled from Unreal. We did a whole video on it, on how to pull MetaHumans from Unreal. So you have access to the free MetaHumans from Unreal, and you can import those MetaHumans in here. So it works on regular characters, not weird, wacky fantasy characters, but it also works on weird, wacky fantasy characters. Characters you import from anywhere that you are using from anywhere, it works, it comes in, and it just clicks over because we did that one change. Karlach's knees are a little weird just because of my bad import. but I can quickly fix that with my edit landmarks. I just flop these knees. Look at that, just a quick fix. Confirm. So if I wanted to bring Karlach back in, I would delete it and re-import it. Take off those pants. Content browser, clothing, throw those pants right back on. And there they go. Put them underneath with our awesome dynamic layering. And everything is there. So yeah, if this was try-on feature, all of these, they'll have like a gold highlight around them that says try-on to kind of warn you. So it's not like it's going to surprise you or anything like that. There are big indicators all over the page that says, hey, you're just trying this on. You're just borrowing this for now on your own character. But you'll see that kind of gold box around those items. And then when you go to export, it'll say, hey, this belongs to Citygrid and this belongs to Sadie. Make sure you pay them, and then that goes to those artists. So if you are an artist and you are interested in becoming a seller, fill out that web link on the bottom. It takes you to, I believe, just a web page, and you can request to be a seller, and you can start uploading your own clothes to sell and just make passive profit. I mean, why not? You never know who's going to use it. It adds it to our pro library, and your stuff can be featured in films, games, anywhere across our massive community. All right, so let's see. Once I'm in here, I can take it into any engine. Is there any plugins or anything? So yeah, so no, this can definitely get exported out into Unreal. You can export all the physics that we have. We've got the physics preview. We haven't looked at physics yet today, but we have taken a look at physics in some of our previous streams. If I get some time here, I can throw on that for a second. But you can export the physics, you can export the character, you can export the clothes, all as FBXs, and bring them into programs like Unreal, Unity, wherever you need to take them, and it's ready to go. A lot of times with, let's say, your metahumans, what you'll do is you'll import your base metahuman model, you'll get it dressed, and you'll export out only the clothes. And then you can bring those clothes into Unreal and attach them. And they attach to the body, they attach to the skeleton, and they just work with it. We've got a great video for that on our YouTube channel. Feel free to hop over to our Discord and ask if you can't find it, but there is a whole video of me taking it out of Unreal, getting it dressed in MetaTailor, and bringing it back into Unreal so the character can move and flex and do whatever they need. So you can take your avatars, you can take your clothes, you can take the stuff you've purchased either through Pro or through these individual artists, and it all goes and works in whatever, like Unreal, Unity. I don't know if it works in some of the other engines that I can't think of off the top of my head, but definitely in Unreal and Unity, the two big engines, it works. It should, because it's just an FBX. So as long as the file works with an FBX, it should work with any kind of engine that you're working with. Any plugins? We are pushing some plugins. We do have, I don't know how much I can say. We are working on an Unreal plugin. That one's not done yet. We're working on some other plugins. I want to see if our MetaTailor experts in the chat can reveal to me how much I can share. I don't want to overshare. But yes, we do have plugins for some of these big programs. Some are in development. Some are coming out very soon. So keep an eye out for that in the Discord. We absolutely can share some of that information here in just a second. While I wait for that, let me take a peek. We got Karlach. We're going to do our new girl. Let's go ahead and clear the clothes here real quick. Bop, bop, bop. And let's import our next character. The last one I promised, which is going to be our female.xbx, FBX. This one I believe was rigged already. Game ready rigged, pulled from Fab. So this is a free character you can go and get in Fab right now. They don't come with any textures. That's the one downside to this character, is that this is the texture it comes with out of Fab. It's neat, it's okay. Let's go ahead and hit next step. This one, because it was rigged in Fab, it looks really good. I don't think I need to change anything. Yeah, no, that's perfect. I did not do anything yes, we have plugins for UE, Unity, CC4, and Blender. I don't even know if I knew about the Blender one coming out. That's news to me. All right, so here's this segmentation again. I will definitely grab the hair. I love segmenting out the hair. That makes life super easy. I did that with Karlach. So if you're just jumping in now, or if you missed the Karlach part of the stream, we did some great segmentation with the hair, the horns, and the tail, and that really helped push that character and make it look even better. Now I can see I can do it with this character as well, so I'm going to segment out this hair. What segmenting does is, let's go, I don't know what to call this. I'm not a hairstylist. I know it's a top bun. I don't know what's called those side things. I just go to my barber and say, here's my money, cut my hair, like you always do for the last 20 years. So I don't know what to call that. I'll call it bun with sides. I apologize if you are somebody who cuts hair, that this has probably a proper name, but I like bun with sides. It's my own MetaTailor. You're not going to see this. This is mine. So you'll be able to click one button and the character will just send over and hook everything up for you. That is so cool, that plugin. That's fantastic. So let's add the bun with sides. What's neat about this is because I've segmented out this hair. This hair is now an asset. It is no longer part of the avatar. The avatar will always import in without hair, so you can put in whatever hairstyle you want. This hair has already become an asset. It's already painted and weighted because it was built on the character, so it knew exactly where to put it. But because this one has no textures, I can come in here, I can take my saturation and dial that up, and I can make this hair whatever color I want. Now, it's a little sparse due to some of those transparency maps. I wonder if I was to clear out this color map right here. Yeah, so it makes it a little bit chunkier because it had some of those alpha channels in there. And that kind of cleared that, so that makes it less wispy and thin. But you can create whatever hair you want with this. Taking your hue and your saturation, you can dial that around and create some wild Ramona Flower styles characters. And let's throw these two pieces from Sadie on here, because this feels a little bit more hip. Bring that underneath the shirt. And Sadie also had a really cool kind of, I think it was the Amoka. Let's go to our marketplace. Let's go to artists again. Let's grab Sadie. We got the Chekhov jacket. That could work pretty well. The Amoka set's a little bit too much body. I was looking for just kind of like a sleeve coat. Very similar to this Tachyoff jacket, Tachyoff. Ooh, the Akuna jacket's pretty cool. The Akuna set, I think, is the one I was thinking of where it was a little bit more open. Let's get this jacket. I think that'll work. Oh, that one's even better. The samurai one. So we got plugins for Unreal Engine, Unity, Character Creator 4, and Blender. And with the Character Creator, when we had a stream, we had a live stream last week on Friday. We have secret Discord streams every now and then, so make sure you sign up for our Discord channel to see those secret streams that have great announcements like our CC4 plugin and all that announcement that was live on Discord. And then, of course, we are here on Saturdays, 9 p.m., going through our regular weekly stream. All right, let's go. I downloaded that. Let's go ahead and hit apply. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that bell. Sign up for our scheduled streams. They're usually posted early in the week, Monday, Tuesday. You can sign up, set yourself a schedule, and there you go. Look at that. Fun little character. Bring the hair above that. If I've already bought a bunch of items off Fab, can I just bring them into MetaTailor and get them to fit any avatar I bring in? Yes, you can. If you've got FBXs, if you've got files, you can import in anything that is an FBX, OBJ, MTA, GLTF, or GLB. MTA are MetaTailor files, but all those other ones are your standard file formats that you can find on Fab, Sketchfab, DeviantArt, Turbo Squid. What was the other one I was just looking at? CG Trader. I don't like CG Trader very much. Some of their stuff is mostly garbage or way too priced. But all of those, as long as you can get one of those file formats, you can bring them in. It takes those dumb meshes. We've got a great stream on dumb mesh versus smart mesh. It takes those dumb meshes and it turns them into a MetaTailor smart mesh. It works on any avatar, anytime. You can build a massive wardrobe with all those clothes that you downloaded off of Fab or wherever you're getting them, and build your own wardrobe and swap them out for any avatar. You only have to set it up once. You set the avatar up once, you set the clothing up once, and it's good to go. You only have to set the clothing up for one avatar and it just sprinkles across. It works perfectly. It just works. The motto of the day, it just works across all of those avatars. I'll flip this outfit onto a couple characters here in a second, but that's the really neat thing. You might have to make small tweaks here and there. The biggest tweaks I find is if you're going from a male character to a female character, because those male characters have really broad shoulders, and those female characters have thinner shoulders. So you have to kind of make small tweaks and adjustments here and there for different body shapes. But other than that, you can just flip it between any character you need. And those adjustments are used with the tools. You get access to those tools from Pro. You mentioned the color controls. You should change exposure to a -1:1 so you can darken, but also lighten up textures. You can get a little bit of that. So like if I wanted to take, let's say this hair right here, let's go back. I got to get out of import, go back to design. our hair. So your hue lets you change your color, your saturation lets you bring it down all the way, and then your value right here is, let's say I wanted to make it black. The value would let me bring it all the way to black. So you can kind of take out some of that color in there, make it a little bit gray, take that saturation. So you, with these three, the HSV right here, the hue, saturation, value, you really have some real full control over the whole color spectrum. If there was something a little bit more you were looking for, Soph, we can kind of talk about that. But oh, you want to blow it out, you want overexposed. Okay, yeah, I mean that's something like what we said right there. Whoever, my MetaTailor team, my MetaTailor magicians who are hanging out with me in the chat, they'll take note of that. We'll take a look and see if that's something we can do. Bum. Do I need to refit them to any avatar, or will they just fit new avatars? I think I explained that in my definition. It'll work on any avatar, and you only need to set it up once. So in my whole big rant, my whole big spiel there, it just flips, it just works. I'll do that in a second. Negative one would be black and 0%. Note. Have you used the value slider? Yes, you can darken stuff, but could you easily lighten it as well? So, I mean, you can hit the full value right there. So whatever that highest value is with your value and kind of lowering the saturation, you can mess with it with those color controls, but I can't overexpose, let's say, Karlach's skin tone. Let's go ahead and flip this over to Karlach. Let's kill two birds with one stone. Change my avatar here. Put Karlach in this outfit. So with, like, let's say, substance painter design textures, so stuff that you're bringing in and you're applying into those color maps, you can't go past their value. Now, that's not to say that you can't take this into something like Substance Painter and do any exposures you want with it. The hair is not working on Karlach. She does not like that hairpiece. I'll clear that. That's fine. Because I'm mostly showing us. So look, this just worked. It just flipped over and it worked. The hair might work still if I just kind of stop letting it think about too much stuff at the same time. Throw that hair on there. And I can always just move that up too and hit confirm. But the hairpiece from this fab does not like Karlach. My other hairpieces worked phenomenally. So that just has to do with that hair right there. Like Ophelia's hair, that worked just fine. Maybe a little low. Probably pull that up just a little bit. Pull it back a little bit. Hit confirm. So yeah, so taking a look at this, so I have some, like the value is maxed out. I can take my saturation and I can start to add a little bit of red, or I could start to tint it a color, but I can't go past, it's like base. Like if I start to add too much saturation, it's taking away the color. It's taking away that detail. But like I said, that's not to say you can't take this map, this color map, this character, take the character into Substance Painter, even the clothes. You can take the textures from these clothes into Substance Painter, change it however you want, export that back out of Substance Painter, and all it takes is the swapping of this little color map right here. You just close out of that one and add the new one you created with whatever colors or textures or overexposure that you wanted to add to it. That works on the skin tones, that works on the character's outfit. You can make those adjustments in a third-party program like Substance Painter and bring them into here. The other thing I should make note of, I don't know if it's in the chat, I'm not reading it right now. The other thing I should make note of the changes in the HSV, the hue, saturation, and value, those currently only exist in MetaTailor. You can't export out those changes that you make to the HSV in MetaTailor out to a program like Unreal or Unity. Those are just visual changes inside MetaTailor. If you make changes in Substance Painter, those changes go everywhere because that you now have replaced that original texture map. So that's kind of, I don't want to say it's a workaround because that's what Substance Painter is designed for. That's the point of kind of using multiple programs. MetaTailor is fantastic, but it's stronger when you use it in conjunction with other programs. You make your clothes in Marvelous Designer, you bring them in here, we get them to your character. You make your textures in Substance Painter, you bring them in here, and we can export that all over to Unreal. So it gives you that functionality. So eventually, it's kind of in our long list of things we want to add into our new versions because we're always updating MetaTailor. We're always making it better for you. Eventually, that hue, saturation, and value is something you can export out. Those changes is something you can export out. But for right now, this is just for visual representation inside of MetaTailor. So that's Karlach. That answered a couple of those questions. I think I answered a lot of them. Wow, so if any avatar, what about skin weights? The skin weights transfer. The skin weights are exportable. Karlach doesn't work, but we can throw it onto another avatar that does have animation. We can throw the same exact thing over onto... let's throw this onto a male character. Maynard right here has some change avatar. He's a different body shape, weirder skin weights, and it transfers it all over because you just have to do it once. With the overexposure in hue, that red tone becomes skin tone. Absolutely. So you can have that ability to change that. I feel like I missed a question. I feel like I went on such a long tangent that I forgot the original source of the question. So here's Maynard, and we can go back to our animations, and you can see those apply. And I said I was going to show, we're over time right now, but I said I'd show some physics. So let's go ahead and hop into our physics real quick. And on this Tachov jacket, I can take some of these straps and I can auto-generate parameters and manually paint the parameters on that. There's the jacket right there. It moves it off to the side for the painting. Paint blending. Black being static, white being move. I'm going to flood this with a low strength because I want this to stick to the body. The stuff that's around the chest and on the arms, I don't want that moving too much. So I did that little bit of a flood, and then I'm going to take this radius right here and I'm going to apply this to the straps. These straps will look really cool. Kind of flopping around a bit. I can make that radius, unless it's my strength, I want to make my radius a little smaller. And you can export these weights as well. Okay, we've got a YouTube video on using Substance Painter in conjunction with MetaTailor. We've got YouTube videos on these physics engines. We go over it in the lives a lot, so stick around for these lives. Join us on Saturdays where we always add physics and stuff like that. There's one with a Roman centurion that's really good. The physics on that cape just work so well. Underneath the arm's not too bad. I could add a little bit like that. Doesn't have to be so static around our arms. Just a light. Over to this side. I use Maya a lot in our live streams when I'm kind of prepping and creating this stuff. So MetaTailor works really well in tandem with Maya and Blender, of course. I'm just not as good with Blender as I am with Maya. So if you're a Blender expert, this program is it's what you need. It's a whole new toolbox that these other programs don't have access to. It just makes you a better artist. It makes you a better animator. It makes you a better rigger. Why limit the number of tools you can use when this is available? So I highly recommend the Pro version. All right, there's that. Let's go ahead and get a female running. All right, I got to paint a little bit more in there. Looks like it's... There it goes. You can start to see that one get a little bit looser. I thought I was at max value, but you can see I'm a little bit low on the max. Oh, look at that. There we go. I had to just flood it a little bit more. Let's hit that auto-generate again. Maybe I did too much damage. No, I still have to... One more time, manual paint. Paint blending. Definitely just needs that extra oomph to get those moving nicely. Colliding with the body. Let's see, this is not gray enough, or not white enough, it's too gray. You can see now all those straps are moving as the character moves. We got a little damage to this one. I must have missed a point somewhere on there. Stiffen it back up. Bring it back up for us. The inverter in there, some of that's not doing what it's supposed to do. But there you go. You got some physics in there. They're moving with the character as they run. All right. Hit pause, go back to our design, throw in our new girl. Where's our new girl? Oh, here it is. Yeah, physics were too high. Yeah, like I said, there was a weird vert in there. So melting, that's a good term for it. So I just added a little bit more of the negative radius, black, and that'll fix that up for me. Awesome. So here's this character. I will, once again, clear out that color, add a little saturation to it, and save that out. That'll update. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. These are some really great questions. We imported 3 really fun avatars. We got Nancy the Demogorgon, we got Karlach in there, and we got that new girl in there. We had a lot of fun bringing those in, flipping out the outfits, transferring characters. And remember, it just works. MetaTailor takes those dumb meshes, turns them into smart meshes with such a minimal amount of effort. From you, the artist, you just have to set landmarks on the avatars or just kind of pose it in the clothing import. We'll probably do another clothing import next week, and it just works. It works across any character, any outfit, anytime. Couple clicks, and it's there. So thank you all for hanging out. Make sure you join us on our Discord for those secret streams, as well as an amazing support group that gives answers to any questions you might have about MetaTailor or any 3D program out there. We've got a brilliant community that is there to help you with anything that you might be running into. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and follow me along on all these next streams. We're here every Saturday around 9 p.m. So I'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody. Go get dressed.